Okay, welcome to Horses and Archery. This is our seventh episode of the horse restart, and we're working on the warm blood today. You're going to notice she's a lot different than the other horses. Okay, she's a lot more sensitive. She's a really emotional type horse, so it's going to be a little different. I'm not going to rope her today. What I got is a 22-foot line and a halter. Now, if you didn't want to do the roping, if you just want to skip the roping, this is where you would pick up, okay? To me, the roping's better. I can stand in the middle of the arena. I don't have to put as much pressure on her. And again, you teach her to give mentally and physically at the same time. I think it's better, but it doesn't matter. You don't have to do it, okay? Anyway, I'm offering this horse to lead now. And if you notice, she's staying by her buddy. She doesn't know if she wants to lead or not. She knows what I'm asking her to do, but she's kind of leery of it. Now, I don't know how much of that is previous handling, how much of that is just emotions, how much, what's causing it, but it is what it is. It's happening, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and she started to lead, and she decided she couldn't. She didn't want to, so I'm going to go ahead and put a little pressure on her. And again, this is kind of an emotional horse. She needs to learn how to handle her emotions. So every time she starts to get nervous, she wants to revert back to what she's always done. She wants to look for her security, which right now she's finding her security in the herd with other horses. Okay, and that's where she's wanting to go. You can see her draw. She's just really wanting to go back to the other horses bad. And so I'm not going to let her. I'm going to block her from that. And just add a little bit pressure. And I want her emotions kind of to go up, and then I want to bring them back down. I want her to learn to handle her emotions. Okay? If she's never asked, her emotions aren't, if she's never asked to elevate her emotions, or confronted with situations that elevates her emotions and then asked to come back down, she won't ever learn how to deal with it. So that's what I'm doing. She come in, she faced up, she looked like she was wanting to lead, gave her a little break, and she decided she had to leave. She just couldn't take it. Can't take it. I'm gonna leave. Help me. So here we are again. I'm going to go up to her and touch her. I'm going to give her a little help. I'm going to move her head and ask her to lead. Now, I helped her out big time right there, okay? The doubts that she had in her mind, okay, she was kind of confused in what I was asking her to do again. I just reassured her and took those doubts away, okay? You ask them to think, you ask them to settle down, and when they get to a certain point, you got to help them out. So that's what I did. I just helped her out a little bit. Now, she's leading real well. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and put the halter on her, and I have a feed bucket already ready there at the gate, and I want this to be a good thing. So from now on, when I go in there and I catch them like this, I'll ask them to lead, put the halter on, then I'm going to go get a feed bucket, put it on the fence, tie her up, and rub her down, okay? That's going to be the routine. And that way she knows that this is a good thing. It's a good thing. Now, I'm not into clicker training. I'm not into giving treats. If you like to do that, that's fine. That's your business. I don't like to do that. But this is more or less getting her ready for a routine, on a daily routine. And what it is most of the time when people are ready to work or go to a show or go, the first thing they're going to do is go catch the horse, feed it, rub it down. So that's what I'm doing. And if you notice right here, she's not really interested in the feed. She's so worried that she doesn't even want to eat. She keeps looking over there at her buddies. Okay. Now I could tie her and walk off and leave her, and she'll start eating. okay? But with me being right there next to her and things going around, her emotions get up, and she just nibbles at her food. She's not really worried, interested in eating. But again, I don't tie her tight. I'm just wrapping that rope around the rail there. And again, I do that in case she decides she needs to set back. I don't want her to hit the end of that rope real hard and panic, and that causes them to set back. You get back into that halter braking deal instead of teaching them to lead. If you wrap it like this, and they hit it and they slide a little rope, gives them a reaction time to think about what they're doing and to give to that pressure. They take it a lot better. So she's not interested in eating. She's just looking around. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take the feed bucket away and go ahead and start the session. Now, you remember how she didn't want me in that right eye, and you're going to see we're going to have to address that a little more today than I did the other day. The other day I didn't really make a big deal about it. You see how she's real antsy with me being on that right side. Even when I was further away from her, she didn't want me on that right side. She's okay with the left. That's a problem. That's a big problem that it has to be corrected before we go into any further in her training, and we're going to address that today. Now, it's not going to be completely fixed today, but we're going to address it a little bit. So the first thing I need to do is just go ahead and get her used to this rope again, reassure her with this rope moving. And if you notice, she's just real leery. She's a real cautious horse, and there's nothing wrong with being cautious. Cautious keeps you alive in the wild. They were in the wild. That Belgian would get ate by a mountain lion way before this horse. Quarter horse in Belgium would be gone. This horse would be living because she's real cautious. She watches everything. She reacts to everything. So I'm just swinging that rope. You notice I turn my back to her and let her follow that. They do a little bit better following something that's kind of making them nervous than they do facing up. Because when they face up like this, that means she has to, in her mind, something happens, she's going to have to fight, Following it, she's in more control if she's making the decision to follow than if you turn and face. See how she's kind of settling down? Starting to take it a lot better. And again, I'm not swinging the rope in the air. I'm not touching her with it. I'm just tossing it on the ground. And I'm keeping my all of my body language the same. I'm not speeding up or slowing down in my movements. I'm trying to stay kind of fluid with them. There, I touched her on the feet. Kind of didn't like that back foot. Yeah, she's okay with it now. Threw it up on her back. Now, if you notice, I'm not slapping this horse with this rope, okay? You do not want to slap this horse with this rope. You just want to kind of bring it up. You see how it's just dying? I'm just bringing it up above her and just letting it die, just letting it rest on her. Same thing with the feet. I'm not slapping her with this. I'm just kind of putting it up and letting it just kind of die around her feet and on her back. Now, she thought she had to leave. If you notice, I kept her from leaving. I went ahead and I'm holding her, making her give to that. She's just got to deal with this, okay? You seeing, I'm not having to just, I'm not in a tug of war with her. If you notice, that rope is loose right now. I'm mainly just drifting with her. If she decides she has to leave, I'll put a little tension on the rope, and it's only like 3 to 5 pounds, okay? It's not a whole lot. If I got to get heavier than that, I drift with her. And again, I'm just going to continue to sack her out with this rope, getting her used to it, desensitizing her. Emotions got brought up. I'm trying to bring them down. And she's starting to relax with it. Again, I'm trying to get in that right side. See how she blocks me? Blocks me with her head. She needs to let me over there. Now, the consequence for doing that is going to be a little bit more today than it was yesterday, in the last session, okay? So you see I'm just bumping her. I'm not just going crazy with her. I'm just bumping her head just a little bit. I'm blocking her same way she was blocking me with my arm. She let me over there. She's still trying to swing her head back around and kind of block me a little bit. Now, she's not okay with me. You know, it looks like she's just relaxing and stuff. What it is she's more tolerating this than being okay with it at this point. But that's all right. That's okay. I'll walk away, swing the rope a little bit again. I get kind of big with it. She's not wanting me in that right eye again. Bump, 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 bump. You decide to leave her head over there. Got to block her a little bit. Just making her let me in that right eye. And if she tries to hit me with her head, there's going to be a consequence. Okay? This is not going to make your horse head shy. Okay? There's a difference from what I'm doing and whipping a horse in the head. I'm not whipping this horse in the head. I'm blocking her head. She's trying to hit me with her head. I'm blocking it. Okay? See? She relaxes. She puts her head on down. She's like, okay, I can't win this argument. Doesn't mean that she's not going to try it again. But she's accepting it. The good thing, she's not tossing her head. She's not nervous with it. And I just got to continue to do this. You do not want to skip over this and go to the next stage until she's fairly okay with it. Okay? You don't want to leave holes. That's what I'm doing right now. Now, this horse has been ridden before. Okay? I would not have ridden this horse unless she was okay with this. Okay? And I don't advise anybody to get on a horse that you can't do this with. Okay? If they don't accept this, and if you can't move them around and they don't want to let you into both eyes, and you can touch them all over, lead them from everywhere, and they're not, things getting around their flanks or around their feet just worries them. You get on, and I'm not going to do it. Okay. I've been doing this for over 35 years and haven't suffered any major injuries. And there's a reason. Because I try to fill the holes. All of the wrecks that I've had, well, I've had 3 major wrecks or bad wrecks. And broken ribs in 2 of them, and shattered collarbone in another one. And it was because I left holes in these horses. And I learned from my mistakes. I don't want to be a crash dummy anymore. Okay, so I fill up all the holes. I'm about 90% sure, 99% sure that these horses aren't going to buck whenever I saddle them up and get on. See how she's starting? She's just relaxing. Now this, what I'm doing is I'm not lunging her. I am directing her, okay? Big difference. I'm leading her. Now if you notice when I was doing this, I never had to touch this horse like I did that Belgium. Never had to touch her with the rope. All I had to do is swing it. And now, right now, I'm not even having to swing the rope. She's just watching my hand. She's going the direction my hand is going. I'm asking her to change directions. Now, this is going to be a biggie for her because she doesn't want me in that right eye. She's trying to block me in that right eye. So I bump it just a little bit. See this, that little bit of bump? She let me do it. She submitted. See how she's tipping her head with just that little bit of pressure? I'm going to show her the rope. I'm leading her in the direction that I want her to go. I'm going to show her the end of the rope. And there she goes. She moves off of that pressure. Now, she doesn't want me in this eye, so what it is she'll allow me to be in it, but she doesn't want to be close to me when she's in this eye. She's getting a little bit more nervous. She's trying to block me from getting over there because I'm swinging that rope, okay? She's getting more defensive. What I'm going to have to do is show her that she doesn't have to get defensive with it. There. Motions went way up, but she let me in that eye, okay? She went ahead and went to the right, and she let me in her right eye. That's a good thing. Now, she wasn't close to me. She felt she had to get away from me, but she still allowed me in it. Now, if you notice how what this horse is doing, she's more side passing and just turning off and running. That's a good thing. That means that she's wanting to come into me. I'm just not letting her. Persisting. Let me in that right eye. Let me in that right eye. Go to the left. Let me in that right eye. She says, okay, but I'm not going to let you close to me. Tried to put me back in the left eye. Like, nope. And she tried to cut back to her friends and put me in that left eye. No, that little trick isn't going to work for you anymore. I want to stay in that right eye. Okay. And again, I'm just not escalating into this wow man, okay? I'm just, whenever I'm correcting her, it's just slow and matter of fact, just a bump, bump, bump. Now, I'm driving her her hindquarters. She's worried about that lunging stuff, and I'm driving the hindquarters around, and she finally faced up. And come in. And what I mean when I was driving her hindquarters around, I just wanted to get further in that eye. And I want her to come in closer to me, okay? So I tightened up on the rope, and I started getting closer. See, she's just persistent. That's what I'm saying. If you let these horses get away with things, or if you make a mistake on these horses, it is hard to fix it, okay? It's hard to fix. This is something major, okay? This horse should not. This horse ought to be okay with me being on both sides of her. And you see how hard it is to fix this horse versus the other two. You remember the Belgian, whenever he had a problem with me being in the opposite eye, and but he fixed real quick. He got over it real quick. They're real forgiving. This horse isn't that forgiving. This type of horse is not that forgiving. You get a sensitive horse, they're not going to be as forgiving. It's going to be harder to get them over things. Okay, so there it is. See, it was just one little bump, and she let me in her eye. Now, she's still feeling that she has to leave. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get closer and closer and closer to her while she's leaving. Okay, if she thinks she has to leave. I'm leading. Now I'm going to just come on in. Now, she tried to bump me right there with her shoulder. Okay, she says, if I can't run out of it, I'm gonna push you out of my eye. And she ran into me with her shoulder, and if you notice, I elbowed her. I told her, get off of me. It's not acceptable either. You don't hit me. You don't run into me. You don't block me. Okay, you need to behave yourself. You need to be a little lady. And she's doing all this stuff because she's just real sensitive. She's just a little nervous. Okay, now she's wanting to leave. I'm not going to let her leave. She needs to allow me to be in that eye. And I need to be closer. She needs to allow me to be in that eye close to her. See? She's getting a little more relaxed with it. She's letting me get closer to her. Or she's not feeling the need to leave as bad. You notice the rope, it'll go tight and it'll go loose, and it'll go tight and it'll go loose. Ask for her to stop. Rub her down. I'm staying in that eye. She would try to block me a little bit, didn't let her. She's going to continue to try to put me in her left eye. She doesn't want me in her right eye. Again, it's just persistence, and you have to address this. You need to do it over and over and over again. See, she's not letting me. I bump it just a little bit. a lot easier to get over there. It was just, she tried to block me, and I just kind of bumped her real light, and she let me do it. That was good. Now I'm just going to keep swapping from eye to eye. I want her to get okay with this. Let her know it's not a big deal. She doesn't have to run away from me. And she's blocking me again. Stop her. Bump her. There. It was all on relatively loose rein. Well, loose rein. Had to bump her. She let me. So I'm back over. See, I have no problem getting into the left eye. It's the right eye. Trying to walk off. You notice when she tries to walk off, I just change directions with her. I swap, and she tries to walk off. I just walk towards her hindquarters, make her turn, and we do it. Start all over again. Now, if you notice right here, I'm going to end the session right here because she let me into that eye real well. I'm not going to go back to the left-hand side and unhook that halter. I'm unhooking the halter from this side. I'm just reaching under her neck. I'm untying the halter. And I'm going to release her from the right side. Last thing she knows is I'm in that right eye. And I walked off. That's going to be the end of the session. I'm not going to go any further with her. Now you can see how the difference between these three horses, how much you get accomplished with them. Now, again, I hope you're enjoying these videos. And if you do, like and subscribe to them. There's going to be a lot more. And you have a good day.